Welcome once again to this week's edition of An Irritable Person's Mailbag, during which I will slowly read to you everything you could have read for yourself Monday through Friday on my Substack, Ask an Irritable Person. Monday. Dear readers, this Memorial Day I will celebrate as I always do, memorializing my petty grievances and imagined slights. If you choose to celebrate by remembering those who have fought and died for our nation and what we can do to honor the veterans still among us, well, I suppose it's up to you. Sincerely, Irritable Person. Tuesday. Dear Irritable Person, I am irritable too. Unfortunately, my life has been a pretty smooth glide, with the result being that usually I have so much trouble finding actual things to be irritable about, I instead have to make them up. It is so dissatisfying when something I'm anticipating to be a real pain in the ass goes smooth as silk. I'll get myself all riled up about something, spend days or longer anticipating the problems that will come up, the people who I'm certain are going to give me a hard time, and how I'll magnificently put them down in front of a group of people that consists of current and past work colleagues, every girl who's ever rejected me, and certain particularly annoying members of my family, living and dead. And then the actual event comes around and crickets. Everyone is so sweet and smiley and collegial. This happens at work or in my private life. Friends who I imagine will be roadblocks to my happiness become, in real life, sweetly accommodating. It's hard to stay mad at them when they insist on giving me no reason. I need new friends. But why, you may ask, do I anticipate problems that never arise? Because I believe in being prepared. That Boy Scout motto really sunk into me as a child. Be prepared. Also, I suppose it might have something to do with the fact that both of my parents were depressive paranoid psychiatrists, and I was their only test subject. Child. God, I miss them. Do you have any advice for me? Is there a way I can shake my life up so that I find the impossibly difficult people who seem to exist mostly in my mind? Sincerely, Overgrown Boy Scout. Dear Boy Scout, I know what you mean. Other people are inevitably disappointing. We're all so programmed to be nice that when we get together, most people pretend to be decent human beings who care about each other. I find doctor visits particularly galling in this regard. I try to ride public transportation as much as possible in order to compensate, but whenever I see someone give up their seat for an elderly person, well, it just ruins the whole experience for me. I can't help you with your nice family. We're all stuck with the family we're born into, I'm afraid. But as far as finding impossibly difficult work colleagues, I think you're overlooking an obvious solution. You should go into politics. I'd suggest the legal profession, but lawyers aren't quite the assholes they appear to be in film and television. They spend most of their time schmoozing clients or writing dry, dusty briefs rather than mixing it up in court. Politics, in contrast, can be, at least from the view of it I have through my TV screen, a real shit show, where people are constantly kneecapping each other. Hopefully the rumors I hear of collegial behind-the-scenes behavior are not true. And don't bother writing me back to say thank you. I won't believe a word you say. Good luck, buddy. Sincerely, Irritable Person. Wednesday. Dear Irritable Person, I'm sure that you've been caught up as deeply as I have in the fierce ethical debates raging around the HBO series The Last of Us. This second season has put the events of the first season finale through the moral blender, as I'm sure you'll agree. The latest statement from one of the showrunners, I didn't see it, but one of my friends told me about it, that the showrunner thought that freaking Abby, was the hero of the show, or could be the hero of the show, or something. I just lost my mind. She didn't even show up until the second season, and she wasn't even a regular character. She was recurring. How could she be the hero of the show after killing Joel and only showing up for a few episodes, whereas Ellie has been in every episode and was the heart of the show along with Joel, which didn't stop them from killing him? Editor's note. Spoilers. Oh gee, I guess I should have called spoilers earlier. Sorry, but just in case you missed it, they killed Joel. And now back to the letter. I don't care if Joel killed a lot of day players in the season 1 finale. And so what if one of them was Abby's dad? So what? Does this mean I have to be on Abby's side now? Freaking Abby. Sincerely, Fangirl. Dear Fangirl, I didn't know what the hell you were talking about, so I watched a few episodes. It's a good show and I quite enjoyed it. The violence, the danger, the creatively arranged fungi. What's not to like? But when it comes to debating the deeper ethical questions and asking ourselves what we would do if we were the characters, nah, I'm hopping off the ride. Call me when we're 20 years into an apocalypse caused by a mutating species of mushroom or whatever. I do not live in a post-apocalyptic world. This show has no practical ethical lessons to teach me in my everyday life. I live in a pre-apocalyptic world, thank you, and it's not even close, even with a world leader intent on throwing us back a century and a half to a time before the telephone when the world was divided into spheres of influence and exports arrived semi-fresh by sailboat. We have plenty of ethical issues we can respectfully debate that are going on right now, whether they're our ethics or those of the people running the political or business spheres for us. Ethical issues that are more germane and not, well, fictional. Let's have those debates and stop bedeviling the young actresses playing Abby and Ellie. It's fun to argue about TV shows, but maybe we need to step back just a little, folks. Real life happens outside the box. You idiots. Sincerely, Irritable Person. Thursday. Dear Irritable Person, I feel tired all the time. I'm not sure why. When I was younger, I used to get by on 4 hours sleep a night, but now that I'm in my 80s, that's no longer enough, and I find myself napping during the afternoon just about every day. What's wrong with me? Sincerely, Tired. Dear Tired, where do I begin? For starters, you seem not to understand how normal aging works in humans. I suggest you consult doctors, starting with a general practitioner and a psychiatrist. But enough about you. What about my fatigue? You know what fatigues me? All these dumb questions, and each and every one of you. I mean, I know that's the gig, giving advice to the clueless, but geez Louise, sheeple, do you have to be so breathtakingly unaware? I know I've mentioned this before, but please, can all of you get into therapy? Especially if you don't think you need it. Because believe me, you're the ones who need it the most. If you doubt me, just take a look at the news headlines. We're a country of lunatics run by sociopaths. Cordially, Irritable Person. Friday. Dear Irritable Person, I'm a member of a commune that elects new leadership every 4 years. It's quickly become apparent that our newly elected leader is not up to the job. We voted for him because we believed he was both vigorous, he shouts a lot, and wise, he's pushing 80, and the other candidate was a black woman. Shortly after he assumed office, his shouting became less amusing to us and deteriorated into lengthy, incomprehensible rambles that made no logical sense. Then he somehow got hold of a torch and tried to set fire to our agricultural fields. Frankly, we're having buyer's remorse. He's got over 3.5 years left as leader, and our Constitution makes it next to impossible to remove him from office. What can we do? Sincerely, regretting my vote. Dear Regretting, I don't know. Move to Canada? Deny the vote to the people who voted for this clown? Require registered voters to pass a mandatory intelligence test before allowing them to cast a ballot? Look on the bright side. Maybe all of your future suffering will teach you a lesson. You may need 3.5 more years of consistent misrule and growing protest for all of you chuckleheads to finally get the message. Next time, vote for the black woman. FAFO. Irritable Person. And that's it for this week's mailbag. Look for Irritable Person's weekly catch-up audio mailbag every Sunday, and follow the daily column Ask an Irritable Person every Monday through Friday on Substack. Or subscribe. It's free and virtually certain to remain so for the foreseeable future.